That's great timing for this video to start. Is that demo to start? Hey Niall, hey Devin.
Hey, what's up?
This demo is not representative of the final product because its
Whoa.
frame rate is terrible. But we're here playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. Oh, all right.
I'm kind of excited because I feel like we're doing what most fans of the series are doing right now, and we're playing a good and better version of this series right now.
I'm not.
Like,
I'm playing the worst one.
Oh, you're playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, aren't you?
I am, and boy howdy, like that. The frame rate you saw there in that demo is probably better than the frame rate of Tony Hawk 5. Like it's real bad. Oh.
I feel really bad for true fans of that series. Like, I was fully expecting this to be some sort of return to form, but it sounds like they kind of were not
It's
ready.
bad. It is not ready. It is nowhere near finished. It's real bad. It does have Lil Wayne in it though, so I mean,
Put that on the pros, not the cons, man.
yeah, exactly.
Is Jonathan is John 88 pounds?
In this he is.
Okay, he's skinnier than me then.
Yeah, this is regarded. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 is regarded as the best Tony Hawk game that exists out there.
Yeah, I'd say so. This is the one that introduced the reverse, which is like the big thing, I guess.
What are your guys' experience with Tony Hawk? Like, did you guys grow up with Tony Hawk?
Oh yeah, like Tony Hawk was like my introduction to skating and to punk music and a lot of other stuff like that. So like without this series, I wouldn't have gotten so invested in a culture that I am still like invested in to this day. And I'm pretty sure it's kind of similar with Devin, right?
Yeah, same here. I actually just picked up a new board like a couple of months ago, and yeah, this was something that was very important to me. Like, we all passed the N64 card around and like watch each other play different runs and everything, and it was just insane to watch, and it was insane to see all of these skaters that we had seen before do such insane stuff, and to have a game about a thing that was originally a very small culture. I think this was one of the things that really brought it into the populace a little more.
Yeah, this and stuff like Jackass, I guess, were really what kind of launched that culture into the mainstream.
Yeah, for sure. I was the same way. Like, I never got into. Oh boy, I hope that it just unlock or erase all my progress.
I think it just did.
Let's find out. We're gonna back up.
Let's get those cheat codes out, man.
But yeah, like it's actually surprising when 5 came out, and I went back through.
Collided right
2
around
and
Underground 2.
Yeah, like all those games, and I kind of looked through them all, and lo and behold, like half of the soundtracks and pretty much all of them are music I either continued listening to. Yeah, I totally erased my career progress. Well, you get to see me play the career poorly.
Right.
Yeah, like at least half from all those soundtracks I either still listen to or listen to more, and it was almost like unconscious. Like, I would just keep listening to those bands, or maybe recognize those bands.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can do enough of these to actually unlock another level.
It only took like 4 or 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially early on, you only had to get a couple of scores in the skate, and that was it.
The good thing is I remember doing, like, just did half of this. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey man, auto punking. Oh shit.
Curried in a hurry.
Hurry.
I know this is one. I think that lets me grind this.
Yes, it does.
I know I'm gonna speed though.
It's just these levels had such a good flow to them, and everything was so easy to pick up. Like, the switches that you had to wall ride are super huge and super easy to aim for.
Oops. Yeah, and there's one thing when I was playing this earlier, unlocking stuff, which is really paying off now.
Yeah.
Like, even when you bail out on something and you kind of like, oh well, I can't keep going on this rail that leads to this other rail. Even when you like turn away from the path you still feel like you can just pick up another path and keep skating and keep your, maybe not your combo going, but you can keep going.
Yeah, it's designed in such a way that the flow doesn't break. It is.
Hit that cannonball. Hit that cannonball.
Yeah.
Yeah, bam. That's like 3 or 4 right there.
Yeah. I think the panels like on the side of the wall, if you wall ride those.
Yeah, they're. I don't know if I can get them all in 30 seconds.
Just keep a combo going, dude. Be like one of those professional ones.
This manual. You know what? Maybe 13-year-old me would be like, yeah, I can do it, but
Dude, you're 3 for 5 in 10 seconds, man.
Yeah. Come on.
You're kicking 13-year-old's ass right now.
No, 13-year-old me. Well, then again, that was back when. Oh man, where's the last one? Oh shit.
I don't actually know.
It's up here.
Yeah, it's on the other side of the. You gotta hit a manual, dude. Go ahead, start a manual.
You got it.
You got it.
Bam.
You got it. 1 second to spare.
Clutch.
Nicely done.
Yeah, like I remember playing. It must have been 4 or something, and just like getting up all the way to where I didn't have to worry about balance. I didn't have to do, any of that stuff because I'd maxed out all the stats. That was another thing with these. It's like something I just didn't remember was like weird, slight RPG elements of like applying stats.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
You
crazy.
gotta apply stats to each character. I think as you're playing through career, does it start everybody at like 5 out of 10 on everything in this one, or was that
No.
a different? This is where everyone starts on like 1 or 0.
No, they all start with. We'll go through the character select screen here in a,
Oh, this is the one. Okay,
in a little bit.
It's just your created guys up there. Or no,
Maybe.
I think we saw you.
The created guy,
it's
it changes if you start him off as a street or vert character.
That's
They kind
right,
of,
that's-
they dump a little bit more into different ones.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and this is a street character because I know John is from the streets.
Yeah. John's a big street skater.
You'll never see him in the half pipe.
So did you both skate because of this game, or Niall, you
This
did?
this is what prompted me to buy my first skateboard.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, not this specific one, but like this series. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. There was this, and there was what was it? Thrasher Skate and Destroy. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, those 2 games.
That stupid thing.
I bought my first skateboard, and then realized pretty quickly that where I lived there was nowhere to skate. It was like my front drive, and that was it.
So you're like an epic street skater now, right? You can do
Oh, yeah.
manual for days.
Oh, absolutely.
And Devin,
See-
did you skate?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said you bought a deck and stuff.
Absolutely. And when I was younger too, I was actually blessed enough to be in the Tampa Orlando area, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
perfect for all sorts of skating between big parks like skate park at Tampa, and then just being able to hit all sorts of streets. Like it was a lot easier to pick up.
Speaking of the skate park here in Tampa, the only time I've been there was to see a concert.
What'd you see?
Oh man, who was it? I don't remember off the top of my head. I have
Great.
the T-shirt. I listened to them only for a little while. It was a fucking great concert though. I'd have to look it up. I'm terrible with names. And there were maybe 20 people there.
That sounds about right for a show at a skate park.
It was also back when like Sparks were legal. Sparks were like made. So we had like 2 or 3 of those. So it was a fun night.
That sounds like something that you would sneak into
Yeah.
a show like that or a Four Loco.
What was great is it just it didn't matter. So
No, they have bigger problems.
Yeah.
yeah, like somebody maybe accidentally like hitting one of the band members because we were that close, and we were like face to face with them. Like the stage was like 2 feet high, if that. So you could just like
Yeah, that's like pretty common at those kind of shows. They just like play on the ground.
yeah.
Nice and close.
Surprised they didn't have them like dead center of the like the half pipe or something.
Yeah.
We weren't even in like that area. We were like in the it was like the front area where you could. It was like the skate shop.
Okay.
So it wasn't even like, yeah, just come on over in the vert and hang out. It was like, nah, little corner next to
Stand
the
around.
skate shop. Fuck.
So how does
So-
this feel to play? Like
I-
years on, how does it play? Like, are you enjoying yourself here? Or?
I'm playing, believe it or not, with a D-pad of all things.
Yeah.
It actually feels, considering I'm playing with the D-pad, it feels really good. Like, it's responsive.
Mhm.
The problems I remember having with this series, personally, with the controls, where, like, sometimes, like, I never feel like the game is tricking me or, like, fooling me or killing me. I feel like it's my fault.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, I had too much momentum. Oh, why am I holding down A when I'm also holding down to slow down? That's silly. Like, oh, I'm holding right while also holding the bumper, which is making me rotate faster, which is why I'm messing up the right rotate. Like, all that stuff, it comes down to me, not the game, and I actually feel kind of good about that, even though I'm still not good.
You kind of had to have your own system of getting around and everything, and the locomotion and the tricks and everything. I just remember having a very set way of doing things, especially by 3 and 4, to
Yeah.
where you knew to hold down your ollie until the top of the ramp. You hit your tricks, you're spinning the whole time, you hit a revert, you hit a manual. Like, it was all just... Like, I think it helped seeing other people do it as well, like older cousins and stuff who knew how to play it.
See, I was, by the time these games were coming out and they were getting really popular, most of the kids who lived near me who did like video games stopped liking video games. It was one of those things where I lived in a small enough community that I didn't know a lot of people who played games or would at least admit it. So once they stopped, it was just like a handful of people, and among those handful of people, like, not everybody played Tony Hawk. So I kind of just had to either invest myself with, I had to invest myself in Tony Hawk or other games if I wanted to get good at them. And this was one of those rare games where I feel like I invested enough and got decent enough at them. Like unlocking almost everything.
Yeah. I feel like these games were pretty approachable anyway, though. At least the earlier ones were.
Yeah, for
they
sure.
were like, you could just pick up and play that even if, you know, you didn't really play games too much. I feel like it was pretty easy to, like, it was easy to understand everything, you know.
Yeah,
It's laid out in such a way that, like, there's always something that's sort of directing you visually, so it's kind of, yeah.
and like Skate, of course, eventually came along and kind of complicated the controls in a bit. And I've never played a Skate game. I probably should.
Oh, you should, man.
Yeah, Skate is very different to Tony Hawk, though. I mean, if you think of it, like, Tony Hawk is not a accurate depiction of skateboarding, but Skate is like hardcore sim, I guess you'd say. Like,
It is, but it's got its elements of
it does.
nonsense.
Yeah, like your Hall of Meat stuff, which is a lot of fun and things like that. But Skate feels more like you're on an actual skateboard. Like,
Absolutely.
That sounds like something I should probably pick up. Oh, hell no.
yeah,
I
it's
would
on
say
sale
go-
at the moment.
Yeah, it's really easy to get.
It is on sale. That was really good timing when I saw that it's on sale. Like Xbox Live, right?
Yeah,
Nice. All right, we're
all
gonna
3 games.
we're gonna try and I think I need one more goal to unlock Rio de Janeiro. Yeah, so we're gonna try and get that, and then we're gonna skip Rio de Janeiro by some magic. I don't remember what I was talking about before. So,
Skate series, I believe.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll have to pick up Skate because those seem like something I would still like.
yeah. Skate 3 is like the best skating game ever made.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is
It
one
is
of my
fun.
favorite games.
It is phenomenal. It is so good. It's like, it's so tight and so well designed. Like, you know, when you talk about this game having like intuitive design and kind of teaching you where everything is, like, Skate does that on such a like grander level. It's so good.
The fact that they made a world of that size and everything is as connected as it is
Yeah.
insane to me.
It is so good, and like, it gets everything just spot on. It nails everything it needs to nail. Like, yeah, it feels authentic in a way that sports games generally don't. Like, you think of something like Madden or FIFA, and sure, those things have tons of licensing, but they don't feel nearly as authentic as Skate does.
What I think it does best is it does that feeling of nailing your trick and hitting that gap just right.
Yeah.
Because you everything about this game makes you want to experiment with different areas and try different tricks and stuff. And they have like an entire recording suite that you can use, and you can make skate clips of everything, which I did constantly. That was my first YouTube video, was just a dumb thing, like of me crashing and doing a front flip.
Yeah, like and like that system in itself is like really well designed, really simple to use. Like, it is so good. Like, God, I want another skate game. Like,
We'll never get it.
probably not. No, but
So Niall, we said it before that you're currently playing through Tony Hawk 5.
Yeah.
And suffering through that.
yeah.
Do you think that's like some of those skate elements is something that like the new Tony Hawk could have really done better with? Or do you like, what do you think? Because I mean, obviously, oh man, look at that face. That character face is great.
Looks about as good as it does in the new game. They kind of took like little things from Skate, but like nothing major. Like, they added a free skate mode that like actually kind of works properly now. But for the most part, it seems like they are really trying to capture what made these older games and the original Thug games like so great. And like it's got so little that innovates on these older games, like, so like it even encourages you to play using the D-pad, like, so it's kind of like really backwards in a lot of ways, and the few things that they added to it to, I guess, modernize it are all terrible. Like, in these games, if you're gonna grind something, you just jump and you press, triangle, and you'll grind. You can sort of preload it a little bit. But if you press triangle or Y or whatever the corresponding button is to grind in Tony Hawk 5, you will slam down to the ground.
Yeah.
Which is like such a strange mechanic, and it doesn't work at all. And mapping it to the grind button like has the effect of just completely ruining like your rhythm and your sense of flow that those older games like were so good at. And like, that's a real shame. I feel like there is room for a Skate style game and a Tony Hawk style game. Like, I think they're so different that if you kind of just merge them in this weird mishmash, it probably wouldn't work all that well.
It's like like Madden and Blitz exist,
exactly,
but they're about the same thing, but they're very different.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like if you went too far into adding, Skate style controls or Skate's sense of realism to Tony Hawk, you would ruin Tony Hawk. It wouldn't be a Tony Hawk game. It would lose its fundamental identity, I feel like.
You've got to kind of remember, they did that. It was with, I want to say, Project 8 with the nail the trick mechanics.
They kind of did that, but like, it still wasn't on the level that Skate does it.
No, it was a small thing.
Yeah, for what it's worth, Project 8 I think is a decent game, but like, when you're trying to go out there and make a Tony Hawk Pro Skater game, like, you can't really go and add stuff from Skate because it just doesn't fit tonally, in my opinion.
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of weird that suddenly there were Skate games and Skate and Tony Hawk, I mean skateboarding games, and then Skate and Tony Hawk like both encompass the culture really well, but in very different ways.
Yeah,
that's like, kind of fascinating.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Like, you do a trick in Tony Hawk, and if somebody did that in real life, people would be fucking losing their minds. Like the average trick that you do in Tony Hawk, if you did that at like the Street League, if you did that at like Street League in real life, you would get like 10s across the board, and people would be like, "Oh my god, this is the greatest run in the history of skateboarding." Whereas with Skate, you kind of feel like you're, playing something that's more grounded in reality than Tony Hawk has ever been, or ever probably should be, I feel like.
Well, yeah, because in Tony Hawk I was, like, as Spider-Man, grinding around a level perfectly because I had maxed his stats.
Yeah, I mean, Skate does have its weird stuff too, though. Like it's got the Hall of Meat where you just ragdoll your guy and you try and break all his bones and stuff. But for the most part, it is a serious simulation game.
All right, we're gonna check out whatever else is in this game, and then we'll call it a video after that. I forget what else is in here.
There were a bunch of multiplayer modes. I kind of wish we had some means of doing that, because like that was one of the favorite things that I would do with 2 and 3. There was, you know, the paint or graffiti modes that they had, where you were trying to nail tricks on everything. There was, you know,
Horse.
Well, yeah, Horse was great.
Let's look at the skaters.
Yeah, let's just get a good roster check here.
So this one has a missing piece that I think is key. So we have Tony Hawk, of course.
Well, it's still showing your custom character, but he's, you know.
Yeah, I think I'd have to select to change him. So, all right, yeah, okay. There's Tony, looking a little messed up.
Yeah.
Cargo jorts, all in all.
You know what? I used to wear a lot of cargo jorts, so.
It's got John Cena look.
Yeah. Steve how do you say that last name?
It's Caballero or Caballero?
Caballero, I think is how he pronounces it. I'm not sure.
All right. It's Kareem Campbell, who I used to play in Tony Hawk 1 a lot.
I played him in 2 for sure.
Yeah. Rune Glifberg, who I don't know, and boy, that face looks messed up.
Oh.
Eric Costin?
Costin.
Yeah.
Eric Costin.
You see my skate knowledge shining through on this video.
Yeah.
Bucky Lasik, who kind of looks like a snowboarder right now.
He's ready for all seasons, man. He's.
You know what? His jacket does match the shoes. That's pretty
good.
Pretty fly.
Somehow, and I never knew this, Rodney Mullen is like the skater in these games.
Dude.
Yeah.
He's the skater in real life.
I mean, I knew that, but I just didn't know that everyone always chose him. Chad Muska? Muska. Alright. Andrew Reynolds.
Who is actually still in the series. He's in Tony Hawk 5.
Good for him.
I think he's the only skater to be in every game other than Tony Hawk.
Jeff Rowley. Elisa Schemer, who I think was in all 4. I know she's in the first 3. Jamie Thomas. And everyone's favorite, Bam Margera. I don't like Bam Margera, so.
I don't either.
I did when I was 14.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
He was a dude who was cool when you were a kid and he was on Jackass, and that's about it.
And then of course you saw us do Create a Skater at the beginning when we created the monstrosity that is John. There are cheats. You have to do like a pro something to unlock cheats. You can insert certain cheats. You probably saw me doing it during Rio, where I skipped. I got a gold automatically on that one. And then there was Park Editor, which I used to mess with a lot in 2. And I don't know why.
I think it was very fun to kind of plop all these things down and try to either imitate or make levels that were similar to that original feel. Like especially the Xbox version, I would always try to I think I always tried to make the either the Chicago level or I would try to make the warehouse level over and over. And I never could because I don't understand building parts.
I would always like try to make an actual level design. Like I would try to make mine flow, and I think it took me probably an embarrassing amount of time to actually get like a level that made sense, kind of like how Tony Hawk levels are, where even if you mess up somewhere, you can just kind of keep going. That was something I don't think I consciously ever did it. I think I was just trying, you know, like, oh, I want mine to be just like the ones in the game. But like this stuff and cheat codes kind of harkens me back to not just Tony Hawk, but like this time of like, oh yeah, and this game just completely includes a level editor, so that if you ever run out of levels, here you go. I guess how I.
And what's crazy was this was before our current generation of, you know, create and share. It's kind of just something for you or anyone you could get your memory card to.
Yeah, it was
something for your friends.
Yeah, could you play these in multiplayer?
I want to say yes.
Yeah, I think you could.
Because that, like, man, maybe I'll have to try that out on my own. But like that idea is pretty cool. Is it the Neversoft logo? That's what it says.
Yeah.
Doesn't really look like it.
I think that is their crest logo that they made for some things.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Neversoft.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of those studios that I miss dearly, and I think them being around would have been very good for this iteration of Tony Hawk that just came out.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Like, if you ever play Tony Hawk 5, you'll be like, oh, why did Neversoft have to be shut down? Like,
I'm gonna give you a hint
Robomoto
right
have.
I'm
like,
never gonna play Tony Hawk.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Like, Robomoto have not got a good track record with this series, and God, like, this new one.
I'm very surprised that they decided to go with them. I guess it would make sense since they have proven they can sort of make a Tony Hawk game, but
Sort of.
yeah, given
The loosest sense of the word.
Yeah. I think they have this reverence for the series that we probably share, but I don't think that translates to what they make.
Yeah, I think the reverence and the love they have for the series definitely shines through in the new one. It just, like, it feels like it's half finished. You know, like, it crashes so much, and, you know, it's so glitchy and buggy, and the frame rate is like 10 frames per second. Like, I wouldn't say that, you know, given more time, it would have been a great Tony Hawk game, but it would have at least been a serviceable Tony Hawk game if they had finished it, you know.
I think this would have been a good jumping off point to bring this series back.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. As it is, I think it's the death of the Tony Hawk series. Like, I don't think there is a way back for them after this.
Not for that brand.
No, not for that brand. And, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know when we're next going to see a fully fledged skateboarding game on consoles, but I don't think it's going to be a Tony Hawk game, you know. Like, I don't know what, you know. I think I read something that they had just re-signed Tony Hawk to another deal. I don't know how long that is for, like, if that's just...
I want to say it was 8 years.
8 years?
Yeah, it may have been games, or I don't remember. Oh, couldn't you create your own gaps? Man, I feel like you could.
I think gaps either came in this game or 4. I know you had to. Yeah, you could mark 2 objects and then name it.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's stop playing this. Let's stop recording this. I'm getting sad. This has been Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. This is Ride the Rails video game Choo Choo. I miss these games. I didn't realize how much I miss these games.
Yeah.
Until I started playing them a bit for this video. Boy, it's just... Alright, thanks Niall, thanks Devin.
Thanks.
And biggest thanks of all, thanks Tony.
Thanks, Tony.